Hey, what's up, everybody? Wardrobe here. Oh boy, I'm looking at some stuff here on my screen. It's not great. Hey, welcome to a video here about my top 2025. Well, actually, just my 2025 games in review, year in review for gaming, and then kind of what I'm planning for 2026. Just plan to talk about just real high level basics. Basically, I'm like it's almost a summary like you got on Spotify or Goodreads or YouTube. So let's take a look at what happened in 2025. This has been discussed on like our group chats. You've seen live. This is, I guess, a summary. 2025 in review, and this might be a little fuzzy here. It's the nature of screenshotting and copying it over, so I apologize in advance for that. But okay, so this is a spreadsheet that I created. I think I might have started in 2024, but and I just keep track of my plays. I guess I could use Board Game Geek or something, but I don't know. I just like doing it this way so far. It seemed to work pretty well. Plan on doing it again in 2026. What I want to do is start in the middle over here where we see this here. You can see my mouse curving around. I had 182 sessions. I call a session. I was thinking like 30 minutes, and it's physically with the game. So I'm looking at a game right here, and it's, even clipping the counters kind of counts. Well, no, putting the counters on the map counts for a session. And then, of course, playing the game. Clipping, reading the rules, they don't count those as sessions, though I have learned that clipping kind of does help you learn the game if you're kind of looking at it because you're sorting it, you're figuring out what the things are doing, but maybe I'll include that. That's more of a prep thing, in which I do keep track of as well. So a session is actually interacting with the game, miniatures, role-playing, whatever. So I had 182 sessions last year, and those average about 2 to 2.5 hours per. That's kind of my math I did to see how many days. I played like 18 days worth of games or something. But that's kind of what I'm counting as the session. 39 different box games. Now, ASL is just all ASL. That one I did not look at because it's hard to keep track of like, oh, this one came from box 1 or 2, or this came from, Beyond Valor or something. I'm not going to worry about tracking that. But other than that, it's all like GCACW, other series I kept track because it's a little easier to keep track of the box games. So 39 different boxed or bagged games or magazine games. 70 scenarios. Well, I thought that was pretty good. And 25 different opponents, and I guess 26 if you count solo, but 25 opponents that I could remember and keep track of. So that's pretty cool. I have tried to up that over the past couple of years, starting in 24, or I tried to do that more, and here I did a lot. So my big main opponents were, I should keep track of this too, Rich, local guy, played a lot of ASL, and then some GCACW. So thanks, Rich, for that. Rich is showing up in a lot of podcasts and things now. He plays a lot of games with a lot of different people. Now that's funny. I just noticed that little banner going along the bottom. That is not accurate, so we can hide that. That's funny. So Rich, Andrew, aka McMurray, Jeff, aka Hex to Hex, are my most and Jerry, another local guy that I'm playing more often now. Retired guy that I met. We're playing Holland 44 right now, but we've played a few others throughout the year. Those are my main, and with Andrew, Rich, and Jerry being my face-to-face the most with, and then of course Jeff virtually, just because that's what we are. But you see a lot of our games played that way. Ross, not played Alan yet. Ross will probably start to be a little bit more in the year, and then a bunch. Oh, and then of course my role-playing group I play with Jay, a local friend, running it, and then the other players in there. A mix now because we had 2 different campaigns going with slightly different crew in there. So those are my most face-to-face opponents. Okay, we'll just stay up to the upper right there. So this averages about 3.5 sessions per week, and that's 52 weeks. And I'll talk about this in just a second. That's about 2.6 sessions per scenario. I feel like that's a little low because there's some scenarios that were more, but then some scenarios I'm able to crank out in one. So kind of interesting. I feel like that would be higher. Like when doing calculations for future ones, I'd almost do 5 per scenario. I'm just not a fast player. Not that I need to be, but it seems like it would take more. Now, so I didn't keep real good track of this. This little note down here that's really small. 49 weeks would be 3.71 sessions per week. And I do that because there's a couple weeks, at least 2, maybe 3, that I'm unable to play. Like this last Christmas, New Year's, I didn't really get much playing time in because we're traveling, family's in town. I don't war game. And this is mainly war gaming, by the way, because I did play some other games with family and stuff. And then a travel. But when I did travel this year, I did play games. But, there's sometimes I travel where I don't. So, and it may even be 48 weeks, honestly. And I do that to kind of think about what I'm doing next year. Like, okay, what do I really think I'm going to be able to achieve? And I really need to take a few weeks out because they're just, and maybe you're sick or there's all kinds of work. I have a work travel trip where I'll be gone for 4 days. That's going to take out, over a weekend, which kind of a bummer. It's a fun trip, but it's a bummer. It's over a weekend. In fact, I might have 2 of those actually. So that takes time out, So I probably should make that 48, honestly. All right, and let's go look at the left-hand side here. So what made up those sessions and games? Well, my big goal were these 3 systems here: ASL, Advanced Squad Leader, GTS, Grand Tactical System, and Great Campaigns of the American Civil War, GCACW. So I thought, well, I'll make it a session goal of 20. You can see I went over on ASL and GCACW with 27 and 22 respectively. And then on GTS, I hit it at 20. And I think that's kind of I think that last 20th one is almost a stretch, but I was interacting with the board and map and stuff. Scenarios, 11 ASL, 8 GTS, and 6 GCACW. For a total of 25, 69 sessions. I almost felt like I needed, and that wasn't on purpose, but I did end it at the end of the year. And I think I had a week left, and I thought, well, I'll just leave it at that so we can say nice, whatever. So that's cool. I beat my goal, and got me thinking about how I set this next year goal. So that's cool. I got those in. I did not expect to get 20 sessions of GBACW in. I had that as a goal of, like I said, 1. That wasn't really realistic, but just playing a lot of those swords and bayonets with Jeff online, and then meeting Ross there, and him coming on, creating a new thing with Jeff and the Alan Ross McMurray. It's been pretty cool. But GBACW obviously got a lot of play with the release of Swords and Bayonets. Cover that. And that was in 5 scenarios. Found it interesting that another ACW game, Black Swan, also 20 sessions, also 5 scenarios. Mainly played. I'm not going to take time to look at the spreadsheet, but I don't know if I played any of those with Jeff online or that was solo and with Andrew/McMurray. The big chunk of those, I think 10 of those, half of those sessions, or a little bit more, but half of them were, and half of them, 10 with 1 scenario, was the full atmosphere for a full Gettysburg game that he and I played. Blah. So that was that. But you can see there are another 39 different games, another 70 scenarios played. So that right there is looking at 1035. So another 35 scenarios played in other systems, and including minis and also role-playing games. Just 2 role-playing games played. My top 3 games, with a little bit of a cheat here down there in GCACW, playing ASL with Rich and then Ross, and just getting a little bit more exposure to that system to decide if I really want to keep playing that, because there's a lot of money invested, and I did enjoy it. And I'm going to keep going with it. So that was cool. I gotta say, I like playing with Rich. I did visit a tournament that played local, and I was very intimidated by that. Playing Rich and Ross has been great, and I appreciate them playing. Second best experience playing GCACW, on to Richmond with Jeff I think that was way at the beginning of the year. And then playing some GCACW Stonewall Jackson's Way 2, my first campaign with Rich. That was cool. And this game, this system is really designed for campaigns, I think. The small scenarios, to me, are really just training kind of scenarios, just to get yourself some reps and stuff. There's a lot of little things in that system to remember and stuff, but it's just, I don't know, it's just something fun. And there you really, I really, again, it's like ASL. I'm just kind of like, I don't know, why am I playing these games? You just have to really go with the flow of the way the stuff is going, but it's such a fun story. about, the way, whether you get to move a bunch or you have to wait your turn and someone else gets to go many times in a row. So very cool. And then my third experience was playing that Gettysburg campaign with McMurray, getting back to the big games with him. That was fun. We played all the Gettysburg after being at Gettysburg with Jeff, which as an experience was probably one of my best game kind of related experiences, was just going to Gettysburg and Antietam and Kernstown, Winchester. Ooh, was Winchester right? Shoot. I think so. Just so fantastic getting to meet him in person, hanging out, and then seeing those battlefields, tour guide Phil, and very cool. And then playing that scenario. I mean, it definitely put me into an ACW mood going there, and hope to continue that. No trips planned for this year, so I'm not sure how they go. Maybe McMurray and I can get to one of the local ones down south, Wilson's Creek, or maybe Pea Ridge, probably Wilson's Creek. I think maybe we should see if we can set a goal to get to Wilson's Creek and spend a little time there and then play a little blind sword. Okay. So that is that. I mean, it's just some great, very cool. Those are the ones that stood out to me as I went up and down my list of games. One that stood out to me, I meant to put this up there. Shoot. Iron Tide, Panzers in the Ardennes really stood out to me. That was a game I played at the end of the year. A little recency bias, maybe, but you can see in next year's it made an impact on my goal setting for this year. So let's talk about this year. This year. All right. So this is sorted by number of sessions. I'm going to stick with 20 for ASL and GCACW. This time I decided to put a few more games as my goal. Last year it was just those that I put up there. This is so weird doing that. I got to put up there. I just put those three systems. I thought, well, I really want to play these other systems. So ASL, GCACW, still 20 sessions. Pathfinder, that's the campaign I'm playing. I should get 20 in there, really. But I'd said, let's set 15. I don't really set that goal, but it is taking up time. I don't mean that like, I don't want to play it. It's just, that's taking up some playing time. And those sessions are usually 3 to 4 hours. So there's a thing that boosts up the number. GBACW will probably be another high one with 3 Dog coming out. I'm sure we'll play. I think what I would really like to focus on, and I hope it's good, is that simple or simplified GBACW. See if I can get McMurray to play with me. I don't think Jeff and the crew, Ross, Alan, those guys will want to spend time on that. Really, they may just to kind of experience it, but I think they definitely want to play that 3 Dog full. We're going to talk about that as a group, how much I would be involved in that. But I would like to put some more time in that system. It's very deep, though, and a little intimidating. Well, that's LNB is Library of Napoleonic Battles. I have 4 of those and some expansions to those 4, and I have 2 more coming in. I want to get some more sessions in to see if it's something I should keep investing in, because I kind of don't need to buy anything. I'm only buying these 2 that are coming out because it's Elau, which is a big one, and then Wagram 1809. I know there's a book series on that, so I'm like, oh man. And I still don't know enough about Napoleonics, but Rich and I are talking about maybe playing that in January, February. Minis, I just assume I'm going to keep trying to play something like that. Definitely get McMurray. If I want a game, I can tell McMurray and we'll play. And because he plays every Tuesday almost, and I could join him there or here at my house or his house. Unconditional Surrender. This is pretty aggressive putting 10 on here on a game I have never played. So this will be interesting. I kind of mentioned this, so let me just stop there for a minute. So this goal of 123 sessions with these games, I'm not going to be I was pretty hardcore about those 3 games I set up for last year, up there, that I needed to do that. Here, I'll be a little bit less, I'll be a little bit more flexible. The top ones I want to definitely get to as much as I can, like GBACW. Maybe I won't get that many. I probably will, though, because the games take longer. So that probably won't be a challenge, but I don't know, maybe I get into Unconditional Surrender. I'm like, oh boy, maybe this isn't quite what I thought it was. But as long as I get my total number, that's what I'm going to be more concerned about. the first one I have for that coming is Western Campaigns. So, it's here, and I'm going to go get it today after I record this. I got it at Miniature Market. VITW is Victory in the West. But, I don't know if that's really the name of a system. It kind of is, but there are all those follow-throughs with Fall Blau and all those. I've got Fall Blau, Kharkov Battles, maybe get Spring Prelude if those are fun, which I hear they are. Jeff has been playing them like crazy. Hex, Big Board over there at Kev is playing Spring Prelude, likes it, and there's a lot of people. So, and that Irontide Panzer in the Ardennes was that, and just really enticed me. So I said, I'm adding it. So a 10, and I've got Sicily sitting right here, which is Victory in the West, and I'm going to give that a go. Holland 44, I want to finish that game with Jerry. I figured about 8 sessions. I almost made it 10, but I don't want to make another goal. And then I don't know what I'm going to play with him next. It'll be a rando or maybe France 40, which I was going to put on this list, but I decided not to, so it'd be a rando. Or if I can get him to play Victory in the West, and that would be you playing, and it's not a Victory in the West game, but it's very much based on the system, but way more complicated. Overlord Killing Ground. He owns it. If he's played it, he said he likes it. So I'm going to see if I can get him to play that next, and that would give me some Victory in the West games. And I want to see if I like it, that game, because I don't own it anymore because I sold it. Because, whatever, that's what I do. Randos, which is funny, that came before Russia Besieged, but it's sorted. Randos are just, I'm going to get more games in. Maybe that's France 40 or something. Russia Besieged, I got picked up this year, sold it, picked it up, not all in 1 year, but maybe. And so I want to give that a go and see if I want to keep that. I also have a list of games I might sell. I'm not going to get into that because it's embarrassing. Or buy. I don't know, maybe I play a little bit of Battletech, Alpha Strike, Aces or something. I don't know. But these are my goals for the year for 2026. My top gaming. I do still enjoy very much keeping track of these games. It does help me keep focused. I do have like some prepping goals I want to do. It's not in here. Some reading goals. Oh, I read 35 books last year. I should have pulled that screen up. 35 books last year. Fewer pages than the previous year, but I read more fiction, some more graphic novels, some comics, Usagi, Yojimbo, which was fun. So it's fewer pages, a little bit less reading, but I'm trying to read a little bit more hard copy instead of just listening to audiobooks. Though I did finish a book already, an audiobook this year, which I obviously started last year. Ardennes 1944. I really enjoy the audiobook format. I get at least 40 to 50 minutes every day going to and from work. While I was creating these slides, I was listening to it, etc., etc. But I need to punch these. Want to punch the ASL. Want to punch more of my games. Hope to participate in Donkey Kong this year. I think we're going to play GCACW, but I'm not confident. I'm not really sure how to take the next step on that to move forward with that. So that will give me some time reps in GCACW, obviously. I don't know. It's been fun. Appreciate it. I've just met. Oh, I was on the podcast, the Cardboard Campaigns. That was cool. And those are a really cool group of guys. I just keep meeting really cool groups. Guys to play, the guys we get online with, us, McMurray and Jeff, I've been known for a while, but really getting more games with Jerry, Rich, Ross. I haven't played Island again, but I'm sure I probably will at some point. And then all that group from Cardboard Campaigns, which I just was on a podcast. I don't know if I'll even play any games with them. And then, of course, the group from the Advanced After Combat team. There's just some really cool, fun people out there to play games with and learn history with. So thanks for all that. I guess I should do some YouTube stats. I didn't. Continue to get more subscribers, a little bit more views. I don't do anything great with views and stuff. I don't grow like a lot of the channels. I think because my production's rough. My output is rough, kind of goes in waves. I sometimes get excited about maybe trying some different stuff, but then I think I don't really want to put the time into the production and stuff. And that doesn't mean I don't care about it, because I do a podcast for my career and some other things. And I really like good video and good audio and good production and, consistency. But on this, I want to enjoy playing the games more, but I do really enjoy doing the YouTube part. It's like a huge part of it. I mean, that's why I go live sometimes, just to play, because it just adds enjoyment to me to share it. my whole point of starting this, I think my first video might have been an unboxing, of which there were not very many back many years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, of a Lock and Load White Star Rising, the platoon level game. And Mark Walker shared it and boosted my views and got me a lot of people here to start, which was exciting. I always appreciate him for doing that. And then now I'm just like nothing in the world. It's been amazing to watch, like all the people that just shoot up, do great things. The game companies support them and do all that stuff. And that's awesome. But what was I trying to say here? So, you kind of have to make a goal or make a decision about how you want to be and present yourself and be on YouTube. And I think for me, I want to be content with the way I do it. So I appreciate you watching. I don't say all that to say I take you all for granted, and I don't want to give you a good product, as it were. I hope you enjoy watching it. I appreciate the comments. They give me energy. Seeing comments, seeing the thumbs up, seeing the subscriptions boost it is great. I monetize, hoping to make a little bit just to, I don't know, pay the bill for the StreamYard. Which I don't pay that. So anyway, sometimes I wonder if I should turn that off so that you guys get less ads. And I don't get it. I've only gotten one check before anyway. So I don't know when. I think my next one will come in 20 months because I make so little. It comes very rarely. Anywho, now I'm really rambling. So it's been 23 minutes. Let's call it good. Appreciate you all. And if you stuck around this long, you are incredible. So we'll talk to you all later. And thanks a lot. Have a great 2026 and roll dice. And let me tell me what you're playing. See ya.